So the way it works is, the IoT device, we call it a light pulse. We have two different models of it, and I'll show you the picture of them in a sec. But one installs easiest with the new installation. It gets wired right next to the kill switch, and it's hardwired in. Looks like a light switch almost, and it gathers information, piggybacks off of the home Wi-Fi, and sends it to the cloud. We have a new product coming out in March, and it's a clamp-on, so you don't have to do any wiring. It takes from about 15-minute install to a 30-second install. But it does the same thing. It captures the data, sends it to the cloud. My team does the analytics. We build analytics that look for and identify all the problems, and then that gets presented to you on a platform that's a multi-tenant platform. So you can see all your customers. You can see all your customers on a map. You can see who's got issues and who's got, failed equipment. And it allows you to become a lot more proactive to go after the work, but also to see it and plan for it better. And kind of like what we do is, we get the information come on and off the equipment. And this is a picture, easiest way to think about it is just a new tool for you guys to analyze the data. But this is kind of like an EKG, if you will. The top picture is a normal operation for a furnace. The induction motor starts in the far left. It goes through pre-purge. Oops, sorry, my mouse is acting up. Goes through a pre-purge period. The igniter starts. Gas valve opens at the end of ignition. It goes into a blower delay. And then this is a variable speed drive motor. So the motor starts up, ramps up, and then blows heat in the house. And then it goes into a shutdown sequence. And then it continues to blow the heat until the pre-programmed period is over. This one's about 90 seconds, and it goes into an off mode. We break it into constituent parts, so we segment that into induction, pre-purge, ignition, blower delay, blower, and shutdown. And then we analyze each section to see, does it stop, does it start, do we see issues? And this is an example when, a unit starts up, it goes into induction, goes to a pre-purge ignition, then the gas valve opens, but it never gets to the blower on, it just shuts off. So this is an indication that, it's unable to prove flame, and so the blower never kicks in, right? And then that gives us an indication of, when does the problem start, where are we seeing it? That then gives us an indication of, okay, well, if we get ignition and we're getting the gas valve opening, what's the most likely cause of this failure? It could be, not enough gas flow to the system, or it could be a failure to detect the flame because the flame sensor's out. We kind of map that out so you get different views of that, so you can see all your customers in a list. But you can also see them on a map, right? And red ones are, hey, this guy's got a problem, it's failed. Yellow is, hey, there's warning signs that the thing is going to fail. That shows up also as a list of alerts where you can process each alert. We give you information enough so that if you click on it, we tell you what we think it is. And then, you get down to the data level where you can actually see that graph, print that graph, and give you enough confidence that you can go out with the right part and get it fixed without having to do a ton of diagnostics on site. The product helps identify issues that consumers don't necessarily know they have, and it gets them to take action sooner. So in addition to helping you do remote diagnostics and see problems, it also helps the consumer understand that inaction costs them money. So this is an example where we were monitoring an air conditioner last summer, and it didn't have enough refrigerant. So the unit ran, this particular unit ran 24 out of 26 hours straight. And so we notified them, hey, you don't have enough refrigerant in the system. That's the only reason why I would run that long. And she contacted her HVAC guy who came out, and sure enough, it was a pound and a half low. They filled it up. He got a $375 job. She saved $24 a month on her electric bill because the unit didn't have to run nearly as long when it had proper refrigerant.
Sure.
So when you kind of look at it in totality, what it helps you do is if you can see the problem and you can see the make, model, the serial number, and the manufacturing date, you can get the right part. The time to repair drops significantly. If you can charge the same amount of money for a repair, but the repair time takes a lot less, you make more profit per job. It also means your guys can do more jobs. It also allows you to centralize your talented, guys that can do, the guys that do the best job at diagnosing, and allow them to help all of the guys who maybe don't do it as well by keeping them in the office looking at the information rather than having to put them out and giving them windshield time and put them out on jobs themselves. So you get increased or decreases in repair cycle time, and therefore you get increases in profitability. You get better utilization, more jobs per person per day. We also help eliminate callbacks so that we can show the consumer that, hey, you're here to fix the blower motor that's broken, but the igniter is also having issues, intermittent, and if it goes tomorrow, right, it's not going to be covered, separate repair, but oh, by the way, because you can see it, you can do it now while you're here, right? So you can show them the litany of everything that's wrong with the unit, and then you can avoid callbacks for issues that weren't repaired because the consumer didn't want them. You can also do a before and after report, so you can see if the guys fixed the unit, right? So you can actually see the data before, you can see the data when the unit runs again, and you can say, yeah, it's been repaired. Or no, it hasn't been repaired correctly. They didn't, some wiring it, connected the right way. What we're seeing, is that increases customer satisfaction. This proactive model of the first time you're driving to the office and it's 10 below out and somebody calls you and says your furnace just died, and you don't have to go home and discover this yourself or go home to frozen pipes or figure it out after you feed the kids if the house is cold, makes everybody happier. It also makes your employees happier when they can fix things 9 to 5 instead of 5 to 9, right? So I think being able to see more problems, you can bring more jobs in during the day. You can also, what we see with customers is that have maintenance contracts, is that you can help you organize your maintenance contracts to fix the units that need your attention most. So rather than just putting everybody on a time basis, you can say, let me go out to the next unit that has the most issues and do maintenance on that, right? So it's based on condition of the equipment instead of just based on time.
Sure.
So that can help you move jobs out, pull jobs in, and again, increase customer satisfaction, increase retention rates on maintenance. The unit installs, this is the LP1, so our first gen device installs. And what we say to customers is this is great for new installations. If you have a double wide gang box at the house already, it's a 10-minute install. It's just you run a wire from the kill switch to our device and our device to the furnace. If you have to switch out the gang box, it can take 15 minutes to switch from a single to a double. So we tell customers, hey, even if you do a new installation, you install the device, customers aren't going to care about an extra $65. But now you can turn on that monitoring service whenever they say yes, and you get a recurring revenue stream. So it's a way to get an ability to get consumers to sign up over time. We did have some challenges where we got some feedback from customers. Hey, 15 minutes doesn't sound like much, but 15 minutes means I can't get to the next job as fast as I'd like. So we got some issues there. We got, hey, wouldn't it be nice if this thing could just be plug and play, or just I need to go and be easier. So we designed our 2.0 device, and we split the device into two pieces. About 20% of the homes didn't have enough Wi-Fi connectivity in the basement or attic to stay connected. So we split the device so that it uses a 900 hertz protocol in between, so the old phone system. And that allows these devices to be about 100 feet apart, and then the gateway sends it to the cloud. So you can put the gateway anywhere there's good Wi-Fi, and then the sensor will send it to the gateway. This is also a plug-and-play interface where you get a CT. The CT here, you just open up, you clamp on the right wire, and it plugs into our device using a headphone jack. So as fast as you can unclamp this, clamp it on the right wire, and plug this in, you're done. This sensor, the LifePulse X, it runs on a battery, and as it monitors, it trickle charges the battery, and so the battery will last 5 to 10 years, and we get an indication when the battery life is low. It also has a USB port, so if it's a house that doesn't run the furnace or the air conditioner often enough that trickle charge the battery, you can plug it in with a USB connector. And then it also has 4 sensors in it. So the ability to plug 4 sensors in, so you can monitor up to 4 assets. So you can do a furnace, electrostatic filter, hot water tank if they're close to each other. or if you have a dedicated circuit for the furnace and a dedicated circuit for the air conditioner, you can do it at the circuit breaker, and use one device to monitor both assets. And then last, it has an I/O interface, this green bar here, where you can actually add additional sensors. So if we need a temperature or a pressure sensor for a special case, or if you want to do a sub pump, we have a sensor that monitors the height of the water in the pit, so you can see if it's supposed to turn on and it didn't. Also with hot water tanks, we're developing an acoustic sensor so it can listen for sediment buildup in the tank, try to predict failures. And again, you can use the new device to do a system of equipment, so you could do the hot water tank, the electrostatic filter, the furnace, and the humidifier if you so chose.